Hi, in this section we are going to understand two data types. One is none and the other one is numeric data type. Within the numeric data type you have three types. One is int, the next one is float, and the third one is complex. So we're going to look at all these ones. So what is a none type? None type is a variable which holds no value basically. Okay, it is equivalent to Java's or C's null. Okay, so how do you set a variable to a none value? So just by typing none with n in caps. Okay, please remember you can't put it in small. If you put it in small, it is a syntax error. So you're going to get a syntax error. So it has to be with complex with a capital N. Okay, now a none type evaluates to false. Actually, if you are actually evaluating using a Boolean expression, it evaluates to false. Okay, we will understand these expressions in the next sections in the coming lectures. Okay, so I'll just show you how you can test it. So not a. Okay, then you have to have an indentation to within this if statement. Okay, so whenever there is an if block, okay, so just remember you need to put it in a under an indentation, that is there has to be a space, a proper space. So you will see all this when you're writing complex if statements, for loops and all that stuff, but I'm telling you so you get more familiar. Okay, so a is false or none. Okay, so if you print now, I'm selecting data types 1. Okay, that is the file I've created here and I'm executing it. So you can see it says a is false or none. Okay, so if I set this value to 10, so this particular execution will not happen. Okay, this if statement will be false and it will not go inside. Okay, so I'm just putting it back to none. Now let's see for the numeric data types. Okay, the first one is int data type. So you can set a is equal to minus 32. Okay, and print a, and you can also print the type of a. Okay, what is the type of this particular variable? So let's see what comes out. So you can see it is of int type. Okay, its class is integer, it's an int object. We will see the types when we get into our classes and all that in advanced Python. Now one thing that you need to remember, there are no variants of int like short, okay, big int or long, etc. in Python. Okay, in Python you can have as big an integer as you want. There is no limitation. The limitation is the size of your RAM. So there is no problem at all. Okay, so if I type print a right now, it is still an integer. It is not going to show it as long. Okay, so you can see it is still an int and its value is shown here. And another important thing that you need to understand, you don't write like int a is equal to 5 like this in Python. Okay, so in Python you simply specify the variable name and the value, and Python will automatically set the type of that particular variable, whether it is a built-in data type or whether you have defined a new data type using classes. Okay, it is automatically going to assign it. So there is no problem with that. Now the next data type is float. So for the float data type, how do you define? Float is nothing but decimal. Okay, so you can say a is equal to 1.4142, let us say. Okay, now if I print a and if I print type of a, so if I execute this, you will see it is float type. Now there is a limit to the length of a float. Okay, let us see that how much it is. Okay, print. So to find out that, you have to import a library. Okay, sys. So we will understand these libraries later as we move into the advanced portions. Okay, and you can just say print sys dot float info dot max. Okay, so this is actually going to give you the max value of a float, which is this value. So I'm going to just put it here. Okay, this is the max value. Okay, so you understood float, int. Okay, now the next type is complex data type. So how do you represent a complex data type? It has two components. It has a real component plus an imaginary component. Okay, so 4 plus 6j. So if I print this C1 complex and also print the type of C1, let us see what does it give. So you can see it is 4 plus 6j and it is complex. Now let us say I define another variable. Okay, 6 plus 4j. Okay, and if I say C3 is equal to C1 plus C2. Okay, so what does it do? It will add the real components and it will add the imaginary components. It is not going to mix these two. So it will be 10 plus 10j, right? I will just print C3 and you will see the value. So it is 10 plus 10j. Okay, and of course the type is complex. So you have understood all the three types: int, float and complex. Now if you want to convert an int to a float, okay, then what would you do? So it is just type of casting. Okay, if I say f is equal to float, let's say I say a is equal to 13, okay, and b is equal to float of a, okay, and print b and also print type of b. Okay, so let's print the type of b as well. So you can see it is 13.0 and it has become float. Similarly, you can convert, say if a is equal to 13.1, okay, b is equal to int of a. Okay, so let's see what will come now. Print a, print b, okay, and print type of b. Okay, so let's see. So it is int. So it has just terminated that 0.1. Okay, I think even if you put 0.6, it is going to terminate and show it as 13. So 13. Okay, it is simply going to remove all your decimal part. So that is the conversion from int to float and float to int. Okay, now another thing that you really need to understand is the number system. Okay, you have different number systems. You have binary, okay, and you have octal, okay, and you have hexadecimal, okay, and of course you have decimal. Decimal is nothing but base 10, right? Base 10. So you don't need to worry about it because everything is base 10. Generally what we are going to do. So binary is nothing but base 2, right? So this is base 2, and what are the allowed values? 0 or 1. Okay, and how do you represent a base binary number in Python? You start with 0b or 0 capital B. Okay, that is how you start the number with. And octal is base 8, and what are the allowed values? 0 to 7. Okay, and you will have O or O small o. Okay, you can use any of this, O capital O or O small o. Hexadecimal, you have 0 to 9 and A to F, right? A to F. And how do you represent this? O small x or 0 small x, 0 small x or 0 capital X. Okay, so the first letter is always starting with 0. Binary will be B, small b or capital B. Octal is O, hexadecimal is X. Okay, and base 10 you don't need to put anything. So if I say binary B, let us see. If I say B is equal to 0 B, okay, and 101. Okay, this is how I will represent it. And O, octal. Okay, in octal what I do? 0 capital O or small o, whatever, and I can say 107. Okay, and hexadecimal H, I can say 0x, okay, 123F, something like this. Okay, and this is how you are actually going to represent all your numbers. Okay, now you can actually print all these values also. So if I print this number, let's see what is going to come. Print of B, okay, and print O, print H, print O, print H. Okay, now let us see what is it going to return. So you can see 5, so that is 2 to the power of 0 into 1. Okay, 2 to the power of 0 into 2 to the power 1 into 0, 2 to the power of 2 into 1. So 4 plus 1, 5. Similarly, 71 for binary and octal, and then for hexadecimal. So these are the number conversions. This is how you can actually represent, and you can change these states as well. Okay, change all these. So for example, if you want to convert a binary into an integer, okay, so what you can do is C is equal to, okay, int of, okay, str. You have to convert this into a string. Okay, so str is basically going to convert this binary into a string, or you can, binary into a string B, okay, comma, you can give base 10 or this is the default actually. Okay, you don't need to pass this base 10 as well, and you can say print C. Okay, so this is actually going to convert it into decimal, base 10. So that's it, 5. Okay, so it automatically converts it. So in this editor, what you can do is you can hold your control and you can click on int, and it will actually show you how you can initialize. See, when you are initializing, you give the value of x and you give the base. Okay, your base could be base 8, base 10, anything. Okay, so you can convert a string from one string to a different base values. Okay, base 2 or base 8 or base 10, any kind of values. So that is how it works. You can also convert a binary, or in fact a base 10 number, into binary, octal or hexadecimal. Say if I have a number 1024, I can just say B is equal to bin of A. Okay, and then if you have octal, O is equal to OCT of A. Okay, and hexadecimal, okay, that is HX. Let us say this is nothing but hex of A. Okay, you can print all these things and see, print B, okay, print O, and print HX. So you should be able to see them in their representations, in their true representation. So this is binary representation of 1024, and this is the representation of 1024 in octal. Okay, and then this is hexadecimal.